Hello, my name is Leah. Welcome back to my channel, and today we have the annual goals video. I have my handy dandy notebook here with all of my goal planning for 2024, and I have some big changes that I'm going to be making and that are going to be happening in this year. So I'm going to walk you through how I've made my goals, what they are, and they're going to kind of be divided up into three main sections. The first one I'll talk about is my writing goals, because this is a writing channel, obviously. The second one will be my business goals, so for my crochet business, and then the third one will be just some personal stuff that I'd like to do in this upcoming year. So up first, writing. 2023 was not a good year for me writing-wise, but that was okay. That was sort of by design. I was focused on setting up my business, and that took up the majority of my time and my creativity. I did get a bit done, and it was really nice to sort of have a bit of a break and to approach writing from a bit more of a hobby mindset than a career mindset, if that makes sense. I'm still pursuing writing, traditional publishing. I would like for that to be a long-term thing in my life, and up until now I've sort of been treating writing like it's already my job, even though it hasn't really made me any money other than my freelance editing stuff that I've done. So taking a step back from that, getting a bit more of the joy of the hobby into it last year was definitely helpful. And so I'm excited in 2024 to do a bit more intentional writing work, stepping back into it a little bit more seriously, but still sort of bringing that hobby energy back into it. My first major goal, and one that I think that I will be completing near the beginning of the year, is I'm rewriting the end of Project Shadows. Now I'm doing that because I'm currently querying that book. I say loosely because I've only sent out like 14, and the last round I sent out was in April, so it's been too long. I decided though that I wanted to pause on the querying until I could get the end of that book rewritten, because I want to pitch it as a duology rather than a trilogy. So we're just making a shift there. I'm gonna rewrite the end, which rewriting the end sort of has some implications in other parts of the draft as well, because I have to set up this new end, obviously. Right now I'm at chapter 11 of, I think, like 37 chapters. I don't remember exactly how many are in this new outline I have for the draft, but after that, that's going to mean redoing my query package, like getting all of that sorted, and then implementing a new query strategy of sending out 10 queries, waiting 2 weeks. Sending out 10 queries, waiting 2 weeks. So I'm gonna do it much more time-based rather than response-based, if that makes sense. And I think that that's just what I need to do based on the state of how slow publishing is. And then the other two writing related goals that I have for 2024 is to finish 2 other drafts. Now I'm leaving this intentionally vague because I don't want to put, like I said, bringing in the hobby energy, I don't want to put too much structure on my writing year, but I do want to get some stuff done. So what this means to me is maybe this is 2 first drafts, 0 drafts of something. Maybe this is a 0 draft and a revision. Also could be 2 different projects, or could be the same project. So I 0 draft something and maybe later in the year do a revision of it. But either way, I just want to get 2 drafts done by the end of the year. Most likely candidates for this, I've had Project Fire shelved, but I've had a revelation. This time though, I think one that's actually worth unshelving it for, because it is about the end, and the end is the thing that hasn't really changed draft to draft, but it's the thing that always throws me off. I've known from the beginning that the end needs work, but I just haven't done the work to actually fix it. And so every time I try to rewrite this book, that screws me up, because the changes that I'm making aren't fixing the actual problem. So I had an idea that I think will fix the problem. I don't know, we'll see. That might be something that I end up working on this year that I think would count as one of my drafts. If I just finish a 0 draft, first draft, I feel like it would be a first draft of Project Fire, because I've worked so much on it, I simply can't call it a 0 draft. Other likely candidates is a revision of Project Game. That is the middle grade book that I wrote in like September, I think, October. And then the other thing that's sort of like happening in the back of my mind is I have a new story idea that I've been simmering on for quite a while, probably since April of last year, and like little pieces have just slowly been coming to me. And it's one of those ideas that I'm really excited about, but I'm just kind of still waiting for the last few pieces to click into place, and that's not really something I can force. I don't want to sit down and be like, okay, I'm gonna write this book now, and then like outline something just for the sake of like trying to get the story out there. I want to maybe do some brainstorming sessions to like figure out more about this story, and if it gets to a point where I'm like, that's the missing piece, I feel like I have enough to actually make this a book now, then we may zero draft this new book in 2024. Regardless, the goal is finishing 2 drafts in 2024. I know I said the last 2 writing goals were the drafts, but actually I do have one more, and I'm gonna lump it in here because it is writing related. But that has to do with my channel. I have been in a bit of a rut with this thing for a while now. I just feel like I haven't been putting out good videos, quality videos, and more specifically videos that actually inspire me. Part of that is the fact that I didn't do much writing in 2023, so I don't have as much to talk about. Of course, those things are sort of correlated. Part of it is also just having not been super proud of what I've been putting out recently. Like, it's fine. It's not that different from what I was doing before, but something has just shifted in that I want to do something different with my channel, and part of me thought that that meant incorporating some of my business stuff, maybe some more lifestyle stuff, but that just doesn't really speak to me. I enjoy watching vlogs and lifestyle channels, but I just don't see myself as being one of them. So instead, I think in 2024, I would like to focus on quality over quantity. I know I haven't been posting weekly videos for a while now, but I'm going to bring that into 2024 with intention, not because I just haven't had ideas or haven't felt motivated. So my plan right now is to post 1 or 2 videos every month rather than every week. I'm going to be doing less vlogs, but more sort of like in-depth story analysis related videos. So that might look like breaking down a particular book and looking at its like plot structure and how things are formulated. That might be doing a deep dive into a particular genre, looking at a particular trope and what it means and why we like it or why we don't like it, etc., etc. And as an example of that, my next video coming out is going to be a sort of deep dive on Act 3 of The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is, you know, a bit late for the hype, but it is something that has been on my mind and I've been wanting to talk about. And so next video is going to be that, and we're going to be kind of moving into that sort of direction for my channel. I figured anyone who's here for my writing vlogs is a writer probably, or interested in writing, and so kind of taking this more story analysis approach to the channel is going to be interesting to people who are interested in writing, of course. I mean, it's what I love. I absolutely love watching those types of videos on YouTube, and so I'm excited to make some of those myself. The nature of those types of videos, though, is they're gonna be longer, which means I'm not going to be able to post weekly. Just straight up not happening. And I'd like to increase my video quality with them as well. Do more work on the post-production side with better editing, and just like make my videos a bit more interesting and dynamic, even just from a production standpoint. So lumping that into the writing goals, but a bit of a channel update for you. That's what we're gonna be going for in 2024. Moving on to business goals. So this is going to be for my crochet business, Rose Spun. Last year was about setting up a foundation for that. This year is going to be about taking what I learned from last year about what works and what doesn't, and then expanding on my strategy, diversifying a bit, still sort of doing some foundational work, but in much more specific lanes than I was last year. I've already created my market schedule for the year, so this is going to be the markets that I plan on attending. The other big thing that is a goal of mine for 2024 in my business, though, is to start releasing patterns. So I'd like to release 1 pattern every month. Some of those are going to be free, some of those are going to be paid. I have been practicing with my pattern writing over the past few months, and I've done some pattern testing just to like feel what the other end of that is, and I feel prepared to sort of bring that into an aspect of my business. The first few are gonna be free just to like have some out there, give people the opportunity to see what my patterns are like and if I communicate in a style that works for them before like actually paying for something. But I'm hoping this will sort of add a new dimension to my business, having a digital product that will have a bit more longevity than just like making an individual item and selling that thing once. The last thing I want to include under the crochet business goal list is that I want to be more consistent on my rose spun Instagram. Part of what has been holding me back on this is sort of my split attention between Instagram and YouTube, and feeling like, oh, maybe I should do some crochet business things on YouTube, put it on my current channel, maybe start a new channel. I think what I need to do is just like compartmentalize my writing stuff onto YouTube and my crochet stuff onto Instagram. So my goal, and this is like such a baseline, is to post once per week on Instagram. Obviously, I'm going to try to do more than that, but that's just going to be my baseline to be like, have I posted something this week? No? Okay, find a photo and post something. Like, it's not that hard to post on Instagram. I just forget about it, you know? But hopefully that also will help me connect with other crocheters over in that space, which will sort of feed into my whole I'm gonna be trying to write patterns this year as well thing. If you crochet or do any sort of yarn stuff or want to learn how to crochet, go follow me on my crochet Instagram because we got a lot more content coming this year. Which brings me into my personal goals for 2024. These I'll go through pretty quickly just because they're kind of like random bits and bobs. I didn't have a reading goal for 2023, which again, I think was good for me. In the same vein as the writing, it just sort of brought me back to like the hobby of it rather than having some like list of things that I needed to do. And I not discovered, this makes me sound like a boomer to say, I discovered audiobooks last year. I knew they existed. I have listened to audiobooks before, but like I really got into them last year while I was crocheting. Like game changer for actually being able to read books. So I have a goal this year of reading 30 books, and sort of a sub goal under that, I would like for 15% to be non-YA fiction. I say that because I do primarily read YA fiction. I would like to diversify, but I found that when I'm like, I need to read something non-YA, I end up pulling nonfiction as sort of my non-YA reads. And so my lists have been very heavy YA and nonfiction, and I would just like to read more adult fiction. As an adult, I'd like to read more adult fiction. Crazy concept. I'm gonna be walking more this year as sort of a bit of a fitness goal, I guess. I'm really bad at sticking to any sort of fitness plan or just health plan in general, but because I sit so much crocheting and writing, like I need movement. I need to be more active, just like for baseline health, like the bare minimum. And so me and my husband have decided he's going to like flex his hours a bit so he has a longer lunch break. Around lunch, we're going to pop over to one of the local parks. They have like a mile-long trail there, and just do some walking and running together. And that way we will hold each other accountable. We will be exiting the home so we can't be lazy. Like, we're putting some things into place so that we can actually get off our butts and move, because he works a desk job too, and so we've both been like, we need to move. We need to just move more. Goal number 3 is that I would like to schedule one free weekend every month. I've had this goal in the past. It's been amazing for my mental health, and so we're carrying it on into 2024. It's so easy to get busy, and as an introvert, I just need one day to like not do anything or see anyone. And it's so hard for me to say no when people ask me to hang out that I end up giving that day to other people. Even though it's like still relaxing hanging with friends, I need a free weekend. Just one free weekend every month and we're good to go. Goal number 4 is in relation to me trying to bring more hobbies into my life that don't involve me trying to make some sort of career from them. Crochet is kind of like my job now. Writing is a hobby, and I'm sort of treating it like a hobby, but I want it to be a job, publishing and being an author. And so I didn't have a ton of hobbies, just like with literally no pressure on them. Do them whenever you want. So I've been learning how to do oil painting, which has been a lot of fun. I've done a few. I'm hot garbage at it because I'm such a beginner, but I would like to, by the end of 2024, complete an 8x10 oil painting, because I've done a bunch of little small ones and I would like to do more of those just to sort of like continue working on some technique stuff. But by the end of the year, I just want to finish an 8x10, give myself a little challenge. And then the last two things, I don't remember what number I'm on because these aren't actually numbered on here. One of them is I would like to read through the full New Testament in the Bible in 2024. I've done the like read the Bible in a year plans before, but there's just so much that it just sort of, you just read like 4 or 5 chapters and it all goes over your head because you're just like just trying to get through it, especially a lot of stuff in the Old Testament. And so I just want to like space it out a little bit more, have less to read so that I can focus more on what is actually being said and just get that done by the end of the year. And then the last thing is just some little things that I want to get done around the house. We're hoping to replace our windows next year. So finish like saving up for that and then get that done. I have some painting that I need to do, finish painting the doors. The upstairs hallway still needs to be painted. Just like some of those little things, all of those sort of lump under household tasks to finish in 2024. So that is everything that I want to accomplish in the new year. Let me know what your goals are for 2024, especially if they are writing related. I hope you guys enjoy sort of the new direction that I'm going to be taking with the videos. Definitely let me know when those start coming out what you think in the comments. I want to be a bit more discussional with them too, so I'm excited to like hear from you guys. We can just have some more deeper story discussions and it's gonna be good. I'm very excited. But other than that, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you again soon. Bye!